Okay, we're going to finish up day 3 of our Criterion C report here. So data-informed prediction for the Capitol building. So let's just go back and remind ourselves where we started here. So the Capitol building in Salem is made of marble, which is calcium carbonate. And we are polluting the air with secondary pollutants, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and nitric acid, HNO3. And those guys are reacting with the calcium carbonate, and we're trying to figure out what might be the products there. We went ahead and did 4 different reactions to kind of give us an idea of how things would happen. And so let's go ahead and finish off the worksheet here. This one here is probably pretty similar to it, isn't it? Calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. So if I could figure that one out, that probably would help me out quite a bit. Let's just take a look at that one there for a second. So calcium carbonate is that, and we are mixing it with hydrochloric acid, which is that. Let's see if I make those guys a little bigger so you can see them a little better. Yeah, there we go. And what are the products? Now, if you look at this reaction here, you probably have figured out that sure looks like it would be a double replacement. So let's go ahead and try a double replacement. So that might give us that, and it would also give us carbonic acid. Let's see if I can draw that one in there, just like that. Let me make those a little bigger again so you can easily see them. And I'm going to be really good. Why don't we see if we can go ahead and put that down there as a subscript. Excellent. And let's do this as a subscript. Good. And let's do this one also as a subscript. Okay. Okay, very good. Now, if you look at that, there's really only 2 different products there. That's what we'd expect. But what we discovered is that if you look at the reactions, you should see 3 here. And so what's going on here is that carbonic acid then actually decomposes a little further. And carbonic acid, and we learned that one pretty much by looking at the first reaction here, that one actually decomposes right away into water and CO2. Let's do water and CO2 here, right? Let me make that a little bigger. Water, great. Let's do CO2 like that. Oops, come on there. Okay. Let's put that in there. So, there we go. And water also. Let's see if I can get that one in there. Water. Okay, so this one is actually a double replacement, and then one of the products, which is carbonic acid, goes to do a further decomposition reaction. And that's why we ended up with 3 different products there. Okay, so that was a little bit of a trick. Now, this reaction here is going to be very similar to the ones you're getting for the Capitol building. Remember, the Capitol building here, right, was CO3. There's your carbonic. I could probably just copy and paste that, shouldn't I? So this one here would be like this. And it's going to mix with 2 different things in the air. One of them was H2SO4, and the other was nitric acid. I'll let you figure those out. So once you've got this, now you should be able to figure out what the products are that you're going to get from this guy, right? Okay, and then you find out that the one product then further degrades down to 2 products there. All right, so now we have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen when we mix acids with marble. Very good. So now you're down here with this stuff here. These are the final products, final reactions that you're going to try and figure out. Okay. So now we can figure out what is our claim, evidence, and reasoning. Okay, so let's go back to the first thing. What will happen to the Capitol building over time? Well, most of you probably should have figured out it sure looks like it's going to be a double replacement and a decomposition, so it's not going to get bigger here, so you can kind of figure out what's going to happen to the building then over time, right? What else do we have to do? Then we go down here, evidence. Now, what's the evidence? Well, that's the evidence here of the reactions that we did. And in particular, This one here is really good evidence. So you could talk about the observations that you made in these reactions, what you would expect to be looking for to help you decide what happens when calcium carbonate mixes with an acid. And finally, the last thing you want to do there is tell us exactly what your reasoning is, right? Why will the products form this way? Use your understanding of the pattern of reaction types to try and explain. Very, very simple CER. We're not looking for a lot on there. If you go up here to the criterion, you can see there that if we're looking under proficient score here, you've already done the data part there. I'm not expecting you to balance the reactions. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But the claim, make a claim and support it with at least 2 lines of evidence, right? What do you think would happen to the building? And you did that in the very beginning. And then go ahead and talk about the evidence, that is the reactions, the 4 types that you looked at, what kind of things you were looking for, and then finally give some reasoning why you think the calcium carbonate plus acid would give you the products that it would give you. Okay, hey, once you're done with that, very simple, not expecting you to do a big CER. Go ahead, please, and submit it to me under Canvas.